Late, it's already happened.
Somebody else said that, including the
It
audience.
says it needs to be connected to it. Seriously, it needs to be connected to data.
Question comes after the lecture.
I don't know what exists, but like material and like pain of material. So like they're not being utilized in the right way, so we have some kind of internal something wrong there, friction or something that gives away the pain signal and that you can use for the materials. Is there anything like this going on?
I'm not sure I understand the question. You're talking about if a particular material has some kind of stress mechanism, and then you would measure the stress. Is that what you're asking?
Yeah.
Okay. Stress of a material is probably more. Does that make sense?
Not like that. That's how a pressure sensor works, right? You measure the stress of the memory. Now, whether you can use the same input from then to estimate, there's, again, you can use other sensors to infer stress, right? For instance, you can put accelerometers on a building, and when the earthquake comes, you just map out the data that you get, and you can infer the stress that was applied to the building. So once again, many times you have to be creative in understanding the data that's coming out of your existing sensors to infer something that is completely different. The phenomenon, right? Maybe we can infer it from the way a person walks, and that's what's happening today with cows. Right? Cows are fitted with accelerometers and temperature sensors, and you can detect whether they are in heat or not, and whether to call the inseminator to inseminate them and allow them to gestate and produce milk. That is a very interesting and viable industrial topic.
For the record, a very different application than those. You were right.
We got a question.
We don't have
over
a
here.
solution from the chicken track.
That's right.
Over here on the left.
For the last 10 years, most of the sensors have gone to cell phones, and manufacturers were about 10. Now, as widely listed, there are thousands of companies now, robots, drones, everybody. So your customer base is very with different amounts of expertise. What's your biggest challenge in providing a sensor solution to IoT world?
Integration, sensing plus intelligence plus connectivity. So people, they really, I mean, I speak for myself, but really the sensing sometimes nowadays is given for granted, okay, that are low power, that are small form factor, that are, let's say, cost effective, let's put it this way, sometimes cheap. But now the challenge is really, even with customers, sometimes are demanding system expertise, okay, understanding what's going on at the system level, not just the bare components, okay, and so that's why it's important to understand about software, to understand about API, to understand about the overall platform where these sensing elements will be used.
So an interesting thing I think is I hear a lot of people talk about, processing power, fusion. So I got a question. I mean, we've got a lot of sensor people up here, but the question is what kind of processing would you prefer? Is it a CPU or a DSP? Is there a preference? Any thoughts from the panel?
We'll take hybrid. I think the most important, the CPU is the easiest to process. Everybody loves to dump into it. A lot of sensor data, it's got repetitive data, especially audio and the video side. We would love to see DSPs there, but DSPs are very specific, hard to program, and not as strongly present with GPUs right now being covered by Qualcomm or NVIDIA. So I see most of the, if you see a cell phone, average cell phone has quad core or 6-core ARM, and it's got a GPU and a DSP in it. You can have it whatever you want to have at it. It's the application that decides what blend you want to have, how portable you want to be. If you want to be portable, you stay with the CPU. And if you want high performance, you start getting into GPU and CPUs. That's what I see in the market.
That's a good answer, thank you. I mean, I used to work in ARM, so I figured somebody's got to have something to say, but I don't work there anymore, so you can say whatever you want, I wouldn't do that. Any other comment on processing preferences?
But it really depends also by the application. So it's difficult to say, I don't believe there is a unique answer. honestly, in my opinion. Not because I don't want to say bad things on ARM, just the person produce ARM-based product, but no, it's really application-driven, I believe. So again, it depends what you want to do, which is your power budget, which is the computation, okay, effort that you need to put in place. So I think there is, again, space for both.
One in the back, white shirt back there.
I have a question. I think, Josh, you mentioned Xfinity and having set-top boxes. They actually own the data. Silicon manufacturers, in some cases, own the data. Is that correct?
I said cable operators, I did not say.
Okay. So my question is directed to the two semi guys up there from Bosch and from ST. What are your company's positions on who owns it?
Who owns the data?
We are partnering, okay, with some cloud providers, okay, so I can speak about some public information. So I totally see that who owns the data or who can take advantage of the information coming from the data can have a leading position. Honestly, the business model that we are following right now is not to own the data, okay? We have customers that they want to own the data collected by the sensor that we provide, customers that, let me say, they don't care, okay, or they rely on somebody else providing cloud services and analytics. So I totally see that how we process and how we handle all this data is one of the big challenges of the industry, because we are generating every year a bigger amount of data with all the sensors that we are producing as an industry. But as a semiconductor provider, we are, let me say, agnostic.
I'll give you an answer to that, very simple. The guy close to the customer typically owns the data. That's what I see. Second one, the guy with its negotiating power gets the data. That's what I see in the market right now. These days, Comcast will insist on, it's close to the customer, insist on, I own the customer, it's my data. They hold it, increasingly the world has become data driven, so everybody loves data, everybody wants to own data, so everybody has become smarter now. The data literally right now stops there. The guy close to the customer gets the data, he doesn't want to give up. People like us, we are the middle layer guys, right? We ask for it, every single time it's no is the answer. What are we gonna do? The guy who pays wins. And, but sometimes we what we call derivative data. So for example, in our camera, video, audio space, they own the data, they own the analytics. But we own some derivative trending data, which is derived from the intelligence, such as, hey, every Monday morning your traffic goes down, or something like that, or maybe some derived pattern, which is not directly from the data. If you can derive from it, you can own that. That's what we see. It's purely negotiation, in my opinion. Secondly, the guy close to the customer really protects the data, and it's so difficult to get out of it. Everybody in the bottom of the food chain asks for it. The answer is typically no.
Yeah, maybe adding one thing, Bosch, it's public information that also Bosch is also a cloud service provider. But, you know, aside from that, owning data is also necessary to allow to develop the business model. So let's not forget, you are collecting data in order to take actions. So these actions can also be suggestions to improve or modify your lifestyle. Now you can either pay to get these suggestions, or you can get them for free. If you get this information for free, then someone has to pay that person, that entity that is giving it to you for free. So it's like if you go and you're in a hotel and you go to a concierge, and the concierge can either give you free information or you can get information that you can pay for. Now, guess if in the case of free information, that information might be biased. Like they might want to send you to a specific restaurant or a specific sightseeing. If you pay for it, then you probably have a better chance of getting something that is really tailored for what you are interested in. So it also comes down to who's paying.
That's a good point. Good point. Follow the money. So, Nick, do you have a question here?
Yeah, I do. So it seems like a lot of the answers and topics that we're talking about are revolve around deploying more sensors on more devices and more environments. And it seems like at some point we start to generate redundant capability and redundant data. And as a consumer, I don't want to pay for extras of something I already have. Do we see a future where we start to kind of consolidate on sensors that are deployed and maybe focus on the communication interaction between them to get the data where it needs to be?
Yeah, we do see this. In some markets, there is consolidation, and there is already, let's say, but there are more applications coming. So that's where there is needs for more microphone, more inertial sensor, more environmental sensor. So there are still areas where, honestly, the adoption of sensor is still growing. There are areas where it's not growing anymore. So that's why there is no unique reply, let me say, okay? But just to bring an example to your point, right? So it's true that there are areas where we might have some redundancy, okay? But if this redundancy is helping to take better decision, to have, a cleaner environment, okay? Or to make sure that the sensors, okay, that you have in your house, in your building, in your phone, potentially on you, can improve your lifestyle without touching, what you are paying. I don't see, honestly, as of today, I still don't see, at least for the next 24 months, a saturation in most of these markets that we are addressing at the sensor industry.
Okay, so we've got 5 minutes left, actually 4 minutes left. What I want to do is give each of the panelists just a few moments and just a few closing comments from each of them. So Vadi, why don't you start just kind of your thoughts of what sensor innovation or anything you want to talk about for 30 seconds or 45 seconds.
I guess I would just simply add that I think I see the trend